What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Die Hard Rants. We had a week hiatus, but we're glad to be back with Grant and Jacob from Grant and Mengel. Sondik and Mengel show from UCTV Sports. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. Happy to
Pretty
be
good.
here.
Awesome. I'm happy I could get you guys in finally. I took a couple of days off for you, and you guys been waiting, chomping the bit to get on here, so I'm glad you guys could make it. All right,
Thanks for having
so
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So starting out, we obviously know what happened with Tua and the Dolphins. He's getting the start this upcoming after the bye week. What do you guys think? Do you think that was a way too early move? Do you think it was a great move? What are your thoughts? I'll start with Jacob.
Yeah, they're in a precarious situation because they're a game out of the division lead, and I mean the Bills have lost 2 in a row, so that catapulted Miami back into the swing of things for the division. There's not a great time to pull like a veteran quarterback in exchange. Like it's a tale as old as time. The veteran QB and the young QB waiting in the wings. So I think it's a good move. I mean, if they really want to they can make the playoffs this year. I think Fitzpatrick finishing out the season this year was like we're not ready this year. But they're 3-3. They look good against the Niners. They look good against the Jags. And yeah, I think it's a good move. Excited to see what he does.
I personally think it's a great move. The ceiling for this team with Ryan Fitzpatrick, he could only take you so far. He's a game manager. You live and die with him throwing it deep. He'll throw some picks. He has those Fitz magic games that we've seen time and time again. But with Tua, I think their ceiling is so much higher. He's young. He's exciting. And I just think that this is a great time to throw him into the fire because there's not a lot of fans right now. So maybe that takes away some of the pressure and some of the jitters. And with them being 3-3, they can get him some meaningful game work in right now. Like, this isn't going to be, we're 2-10, just throw him out there with the crappy offensive line and watch him get killed. They're 3-3. They're going to play some meaningful football coming up in the next few weeks, and they're going to see how he reacts to being in a bigger spotlight, which he's been there in Alabama, so I think he'll be able to handle it very well. But I think it's a great move for them.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think it's definitely good to see. Obviously, it's tough to see a guy switch this early. But I agree with you that the division's wide open. This is the weakest the Patriots have looked, at least, for a long time. And the Bills we've seen the past 2 weeks, they don't look as dominant as we thought they were at the start. So I agree. Like, this is definitely a good time to bring him in and like give him a chance to make a run in some meaningful games and to see how he handles himself. We've seen Herbert and Burrow. We're hoping that there might be a third quarterback in this draft class in the top 10, which would be the first ever to be as dominant as the other two. So it's good to see. I definitely think it was a smart move to start out. But we're going to segue from here. We saw what that GM of that team did. Let's go to a team that both lost their GM and head coach in the Falcons and the Houston Texans. I'll start with Grant this time. If you're the GM of the Houston Texans, what would be your first move as the team's GM, and who would your coach hire be?
I'm the GM of the Houston Texans. Romeo Crennel stepped in. He's done a fine job so far, but he's 73. He's not going to be your long-term answer. I'm going to go and try and get Cliff Kingsbury in the offseason. I'm going to wait. I'll let Crennel finish the season out, and I'm going to get Kingsbury. This is an offensive league. We've seen it time and time again. I think he's one of the masterminds of I'm sorry, not Cliff Kingsbury. I'm sorry. I got to retract that. He's in Arizona. Lincoln Riley. He's down in Oklahoma, the Oklahoma head coach. They both coach there. That's how I'm going to take him. And I think, like I said, offensive league, you've got weapons. You've got Watson. You've got David Johnson, Fells at tight end, Fuller and Cooks out on the outside. You've got a really exciting young core right there that if you get the right mind behind that, I think that can push their offense forward. And you've seen what he did with Kyler, Baker, all the names. Jalen Hurts, he's been really good with the quarterbacks and a similar type to what Deshaun Watson does. I think that would be a very good fit there. And then my first big move, I'm probably trading away J.J. Watt. I know that's pretty shocking, but I think it has to be done. He's getting a little older. The contract's pretty big. I think you could get either a valuable asset or a very nice pick, and then you could go and replace him, or you got to bolster the defense, get that a little bit stronger. But I'm going to trade away J.J. Watt, I think. It's time.
I love that move. I'd love him to go to Pittsburgh, bring the third Watt brother to the Steel City. I'd love that. That's definitely a hot take, but it's definitely something you got to consider. Like you said, he's older, big contract, and it's time to rebuild there around Deshaun Watson. Jacob, what do you think? You're the Falcons GM, so you taking over team, no coach. Had a team was in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, but now they just can't seem to figure it out. What would your first move be, and who would you hire to revamp that Atlanta Falcons team?
Yeah, so it's so tough to see a team kind of like collapse and crash and burn like 4 years after making the Super Bowl. And it's the big holes in the defense, I would say. I mean, look at the offense. I mean, you got Julio and Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley, this year he said, I'm here, like I'm ready to go. And you got Hurst as a tight end who can still get you yardage and a touchdown here and there. But yeah, if I'm gonna hire someone, I'm taking Robert Saleh, the Niners defensive coordinator, because I think they need to have like a defensive-minded like approach. Like in 2016, yeah, Matt Ryan was MVP that year, so he had a big part in getting them there. But that defense that we remember was awesome. Like they were built. The whole team, we were like, oh, Atlanta has a good defense for once, and it's always been a problem for them. So, yeah, I think that's a big move. I think that coaching hire would shift their focus to the defense more. And I think the offense will come naturally based on the weapons they have.
I'm surprised neither one of you said Eric Bieniemy. I know that's a big name that's going around. The Chiefs offensive coordinator was done with Pat Mahomes. I like what you're thinking with the defense. I know Dan Quinn was a big defensive coordinator, but it seemed like he lost his mojo after blowing a 28-3 lead in that Super Bowl. So, yeah, definitely get another mind in there. And we've seen the Niners defense, how dominant they've been. Maybe with that change in culture, maybe they'll start drafting better on the defensive end. And yeah, I like both your moves. Definitely think they'd be beneficial more than what O'Brien was doing in Houston and what Dimitrov and Quinn were doing in Atlanta. But yeah, I like the thought. I'm so happy you guys came on the show. Again, sorry for the delay. I'm happy to get back into it, and I hope to get you guys on sometime in the future.
Oh, I'd love that. And I got to say, the first move Houston should really make is build a time machine and go back to not trade DeAndre Hopkins. That's really the first move. You don't trade that talent.
I mean, yeah, hey, what, David Johnson in like a fourth? Like that's like a bad fantasy move. Like some of you see in like Madden, you're getting like trying to rebuild a Madden team. Like this is real football. You got to keep D-Hop.
Yeah, it just looks bad because Arizona with Hopkins has become like very quickly a playoff team. Just goes to show you that like you give Hopkins the right situation and great things can happen.
Exactly. Makes Grant's first pick for the Texans coach Kingsbury look very good.
Yeah, Big 12 coaches, if they can go and get Kingsbury and just pull him away, hey, you see what you can do already. But Lincoln Riley, that's what I was going for there.
I love it. Lincoln Riley's definitely been a coveted coach. So, like I said, happy you guys were on the show. Definitely want to have you guys on in the future. Again, that's all the time we have here on Die Hard Rants. We hope you enjoyed it. Check out the YouTube page for upcoming videos for UConn women's basketball and the Pittsburgh Steelers, my home team. We'll make another hype video for them. And, yeah, just subscribe to the YouTube page. Check out UCTV Sports, Sondik and Mengel show. Great show on that channel as well. And we'll catch you next time.